Hello, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm sitting at my edit desk. For those of you that watch the channel regularly, may or may not know this area of my little 2 up, 2 down house. Just over there, which you can't see, is the studio space, which is in the master bedroom of my house, which I do my interviews in. And then over on this side, up against the wall, I have my, it's quite an old machine now, my edit machine, and a couple of screens. You can see one largish screen and one smallish screen, but it works all right. And I'm sitting here with a bit of music going, editing the documentary. Here we go, look. There's the old buzzard, which Julia and I made down at Westland Farm in Devon. And it was a beautiful thing. Now, I've got this 30-minute documentary. Just finished the first draft edit, and next I've got to record the voiceover and sort out the music levels, all the voice levels, and then grade it a bit and make sure it's all right. And I'm hoping it'll go out next week. Anyway, I wanted to chat today on my monologue because I feel, I don't know whether you've noticed it, that there's a change. In the past, not just with me, but with the whole world, a change, but for the better, I think. I know that we're going through some tough times, and it's very tough for some people and perhaps less tough for others, but we're all feeling the pinch. For me, I'm beginning to feel that I need to spread my wings a bit. We've been talking about getting some land, and we've been looking. This is a one-off thing. I only want to do it once, and I want to make sure it's right, so which is why it's taking so long. And then I've been involved in other projects. We're touring around, doing talking. I'm writing my book, which I'm sort of nearly, I'm halfway, just over halfway through the second draft, and that will come out. That's about the town that wouldn't comply. It's a novel, and it has a number of different characters, but the whole point of the novel is the Biggleswick story, in which the town came to the realization that the council were not working for their benefit, and they decided to challenge it. And we're not going to tell you the end, but there's some truth bombs in there, and it might, elicit debate. And that's really why I've written it. It's to elicit debate. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong, I'm just saying here's a story, and if people unite and have a broad front, they might be able to make a difference and make a change. I feel that change is happening. We're seeing more and more people talking about the problems at the moment. Mr. Starmer is doing an excellent job of upsetting people and waking people up. And he seems to be out for everybody apart from the elite. Sorry, did I call them the elite? I mean the parasites. He seems to be out for everybody bar the real people of this wonderful earth. Anyway, so therefore I feel there's a change, and I feel that also I want to change a little bit. In the monologues, as you've noticed, for one thing, I'm smoking my pipe, but I want them more relaxed. I always put on the monologues an opinion, because it's only my opinion. I'm not right on anything. I'm not necessarily wrong. I might be, and I would assume that anybody watching, I make the assumption that people are grown-ups, that they can make their own decisions in life, that they won't just hear something on the internet. I mean, this is what we've got to train ourselves not to do, is to hear something and assume that it's gospel, that we do our own due diligence and away we go. We may agree with certain sentiment, we may disagree. There's certainly in this space that I've inadvertently found myself, there's certainly a lot more open-mindedness, and that's really nice. There's still some on the edges who they hate watch. They watch because they really can't stick it for one reason or another. And then there are others, and they watch and they're very generous, they're very warm. And I don't know if you've heard this new single that's out, that's in the top of the charts. Top of the charts it is. Alive in 25. Have you heard that? Not heard it? I'll leave a link in the description. Go and check it out. It was forwarded to me by one of my, somebody I'd interviewed the other day, very nice chap, Callum. And he just forwarded it to me. He said, "Here, have a look at this." It's not me. I didn't do it. I didn't even know it existed. But it's written and put together by a chap called Mr. Steve Parkey, I understand. And I may have had email communications with him. I get so many emails. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's a song. And guess who happens to be the central theme of this song? Well, I can tell you, when I looked at this, I thought, hello, another hit piece. But actually, it was a charm offensive. I'm not sure it's all true. They said some very nice things about me, the lyrics in there. I'm not sure it's really true. It's a bit of a worry when people sort of put you on a pedestal. I don't really want to be put on a pedestal. I'm not that kind of guy. And I sort of found myself flung into this area, and people sort of praise me. They tell me I'm very brave and all of this for just saying how I think we all must think on certain things, a bit of common sense, a bit of critical thinking on things. And as we've learned, the world is not quite the way we thought it was, and that there are secret societies and one world governments and all that. And the evidence is all out there. You only have to have a look. People have said, "Oh, you're a bit brave for doing all of this," and I'm not at all. I'm just somebody who likes to perform. I'm a performer. I'm a filmmaker. They're the two things that I wanted to do when I left school, and that's really me, I suppose. They're the things I enjoy doing. And now, as I've got older and maturity's grabbed hold of me, I feel more philosophical, more seeking the truth of life, I suppose, rather than what some people call the conspiracy stuff, or all of the sort of freedom and truth movement. I think I'm now beginning to move to who are we, what's our purpose in life, and I've got ideas about that, and I want to share those ideas. And so yeah, it was. I don't know. I mean, you're welcome to have a listen to it. I'll leave the link in the description. But it did make me think, what do people think I am? I am just an ordinary, everyday sort of person. Well, not person. Obviously, none of us want to be persons, not in the term that we now understand that meaning of that word. But yeah, the emails, you see, I didn't expect to get blitzed by emails every day, which do take an age to answer, as well as the content I'm putting out, as well as the books I'm trying to read and the talks that I give and all of that. And people send me 2-hour-long videos to watch and say, "Richard, watch this," and "Richard, watch this," and "Richard, watch this." And there isn't enough hours in the day. And I have said to people, please don't send me videos. I've kind of got an idea of what's going on in the world, and I don't need to go down and get more fear in my life. In fact, quite the reverse. I don't have a television. I watch very little social media now about this area anymore, because it's all fear-mongering. I don't want to have that fear in my life. I watch some very eclectic sort of stuff, but nothing to do with really this area. I'm fascinated by the farming and would love to see farmers thrive. And as I say often, I would like to see more farmers and local and seasonal, and less of the big corporations, the big corporate things. That's been a passion, to see small businesses thrive with people that love what they do. And I'd love to see more people working with their hands, if they want to, creatively making things and doing some of these old tasks and skills and enjoying life. We've got to enjoy this life, and that's what I want to see, and that's what I will, if anything, put my hand and head over the parapet to say, that's the sort of thing that we do. So more philosophical stuff, I guess, metaphysics, I suppose, to a degree, and plenty of pipe smoking. If you don't know, I do a channel. It's called The Vobes Show, and the link is in the description with all the other ones. And every week I do a little chat like this, smoking my pipe, but more related to that sort of thing. And in doing that, I realised this is a sort of an area that I like to do. I just like to have a friendly little chat with people, rather than get too stuck in one path and alienate some people. So yeah, that's where I want to do. The documentary is going to be out next week. I've so enjoyed going to the farm, thoroughly enjoyed seeing the lambing process and being around nature and animals and the wonderful farmers. And I just had this sort of feeling, I want to do more of that my roots are in this filmmaking thing. I remember I put a video up some time ago from my old stuff that I used to do, and somebody said, "Oh, Richard, you must have had a hand with the editing because it was quite good," assuming that I never did it before. But of course, that's what I grew up with. I grew up with Super 8, Standard 8, 16mm, then on to video and all of that. It's just recently I've been doing these chats, as you know, and I've neglected the filmmaking process. The weird thing is, though, is you can spend ages putting a video together and no bugger watches it. You can just switch the camera on and just sit there and pontificate about life, the universe and everything, or talk about, you know, something that's shocking, and more people watch it. But it's the artistry that really interests me. Getting nice pictures, getting the story put together, trying to be as accurate and creative as one can. And for the last 2.5 years, I suppose, I've missed a bit of that. So I'd love to go around and see more farmers and basically catalogue what food is, because with supermarkets we've forgotten. We go there, food is down here on the menu, right down the bottom. We've got other things which interest us, and a lot of them are not necessarily healthy, sitting behind screens all day long. Now, of course, I'm sitting behind a screen here and I'm almost advocating to do more of it, but it's the 3 or 4 days out filming down to 1 or 2 days editing. It is, for me, is a much healthier ratio. Plus the fact, in the studio, I've got lights, there's screens and various things, and there's the, I forget what you call them, the thing that says the Vogue show and whatever it is, neons. And they're all sending out EMFs. And really and truly, I think I need to get away from all of that as well and get back into nature. So I feel that I'll still be doing chatty stuff, but I may reduce the interviews now. I don't know that, I feel I've kind of come to the end of that. And I want to meet people in real life rather than over Zoom. So I feel it's time for a change. I think that change is in the air, and this year we're going to see dramatic change anyway. The ship is steering away from the dark edge and is steering into the light. And I think that's really good. And that's the thing I feel that we should be focusing on the future of things that we want to do, being in the moment now, and I'll probably talk more about that, and creating the new future rather than worrying about all these other dark players who really and truly, they can only exist if we give them the light to begin with. And let's take away the light from these people. If they're not enhancing your life, they shouldn't be in it. And that's really my philosophy. So anyway, this video will be out fairly soon. I hope you enjoy it. It was a pleasure to make it, and I hope to do more of this sort of thing. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.